Tim Walton joins us. Won back-to-back national championships. They'll be honored this year. And I was remarking, Coach, 21. That's started your 21st season. That's a long time to work at one place consecutively. Doesn't happen very much anymore.
No, I was telling you the story. My wife and I, when we moved here, it was like, you plan for your contract. It's 5 years and see if you can get the second contract. And, we've been blessed just to have a great support team. Obviously Jeremy Foley hired me, and, Mouse Holloway was my dorm mate in the Lemerand. We had some really good, you're surrounded by Mary Wise and Mouse Holloway and Tom Jones and Becky Burley. I learned pretty quick just what the standard of the University of Florida was. And
Jeremy Foley really brought in a new level of competition in the SEC where everyone was expected to win national championships. What was that like being in that environment with some of the people you just mentioned where you were all excelling at the highest level?
When the most intimidating walk for me was on my job interview when I went into Ben Hill Griffin Stadium on the basement level where the weight room was to go in and see the facilities. And on the wall are the successes of all the teams. And it starts with volleyball's consecutive run, soccer's, and then so on and so forth. And there's softball, 1998 SEC champions. And it's like, wow, we really haven't accomplished a ton. And it is daunting, but I think that's the beauty of, Jeremy Foley didn't really care. He's like, what do you need to be successful? Let's figure out how to do it. And, Scott Strickland's been the same in his shadow afterwards. And it's been impressive to see all of our coaches' successes and the way they share.
Your stretch is really unprecedented in terms of this university. We talk about the back-to-back national championships. So you were the number 3 seed this most recent year. You've won countless Coach of the Year awards, SEC championships. You're in the teens in terms of College World Series appearances. I know that every year there was a reset. Nobody wants to rest but it would be nice to rest on those laurels, wouldn't
it? We all came here to the University of Florida to compete for championships.
Right.
And the players, get a 4-year window to go out and compete for championships. The coaches are no different. I think ultimately every time we go to the World Series, it sets us up for another 4 years because each class goes and they pass that baton on to the next class of what it's like to be, going to the College World Series, competing for SEC championships. So that's what we came here for. And I know a lot of people talk about pressure and all the other things that go with it, but I'll be perfectly clear with you. That's why my family and I moved to Gainesville, is because this is an everything school and we're always wanting to compete for championships and bring in the best.
And your bosses really didn't do you any favors when they brought Texas and OU into the league. Only 2 of the top programs of all time in recent years, I should say.
Yeah, we got them both last year at home. We lost to Texas in a pretty good series, and we beat Oklahoma in a really good series. But at the end of the day, and obviously Texas, hoisted their first national championship last year as a softball program. Oklahoma's won a bunch. We've won a bunch. I've had Alabama before that. But at the end of the day, for us, I think it's you want to be the best, you got to play the best. And obviously, you look at our football team schedule; it's one of the best. But we're here for it. The only thing they asked me about scheduling was, what are the goals? Are the goals to win SEC championships, or are the goals to win national championships? Because when you bring in teams like this, it changes the formula and it changes the process. And so that's why we have the unbalanced schedule. We only play 8 series in a weekend. 8 series in a season, because the goal of the SEC is to win national championships.
Coach, you came out of Norman. You worked for Patty. You understand the best. But I do want to ask you just overall on the sport, because so many people are watching softball now. So many people were glued to the World Series, record numbers. I know that to say that you're anybody's surprised, but you've been in it a long time, and just from the beginning to now, just your thoughts on the journey.
Yeah, when I first got into the game, I was a baseball coach, and then Coach Gasso hired me to come over. I was at Oral Roberts University, a small little place in Tulsa, coaching baseball, and I had a chance to take a softball job, took it. It was really a fun journey. The year before I took the job, I think there was 30 home runs hit, and I don't even know what the exact high was, but my second year we hit 85. My second season, and it's one of the tops in the country. And now you look at it's 140, 100. The game has changed tremendously. The athleticism, the power, the amount of resources and technology that goes into the game, the athletes that we get to choose from all over the country. And all over the country. You know, softball in the SEC started in 97 and only started playing fast pitch softball in the state of Florida in 93.
Wow.
And so when you take that, there are only a few states across the country that were even playing fast pitch softball. And so I think you see what the SEC's commitment level is, not only facilities, but to the athletes. It's success followed.
You just went into the Hall of Fame. I know that's a celebration. It's an accomplishment, but it's not the end. What's the future look like?
Yeah, that's a great question, Paul. I think the biggest accomplishment or the biggest thing for me is the pride that I have in the University of Florida. The Hall of Fame at the University of Florida would be the most special thing ever because all the people that have come into this, gone into the Hall of Fame in this great athletic department, top to bottom, from the 20s to now. So to me, it's not about me in that regard. It's more about the athletes that I've been able to recruit, the championships we've been able to compete for. But more importantly, just what we have here in Gainesville and the successes that we've shared with all the students and the faculty. And we've got some amazing, as good as we are at softball and as good as we are at athletics on this campus, there are some amazing leaders on this campus in their field. And there is no status quo. It's constantly turn it over and do it again better next year.
Can't wait. Coach Walton, thank you. It's just always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it too. Go Gators.